No one knows exactly when the technique of fusing glass began. There is evidence that the Egyptians knew how to fuse glass as early as 2000 BCE, but some argue that the Romans were better glass workers. Glass has always had great appeal, but what if you were to combine the hardness of glass with the receptiveness of clay? This piece of glass was allowed to melt into a one-of-a-kind clay carving. Isn't it amazing how the glass picks up the texture of the clay? In textural glass slumping, a clay texture mat is carved out of soft clay in the student's design and then used as a mold to slump glass into. And the mold can be used again and again. We'll be working with a piece of glass that is 3 by 6, so I've cut a slab of Amico's raku clay into a piece that is 3.5 by 6.5 because the clay will shrink about 10%. This tile has been allowed to dry to a leather-hard state. Now I will begin my carving. Any design can be carved into the clay. If you like, you can transfer a drawn image into the tile by placing it on top and using a pencil to transfer the lines to the clay. When carving, I like to use the whole tool so that the texture will be very evident. The only caution I can mention in the carving step is to avoid undercuts. An undercut might happen if the carving is so deep that it leaves a portion of the clay at the top that is hanging over. As long as the tool doesn't go down too deeply, this won't happen. When the carving is complete, carefully flip over the tile and poke a few holes in the back with a needle tool to allow steam to escape during the firing. When the carving is completely dry, it should be bisque fired to cone 2, and then 2 thin coats of kiln wash would need to be applied to the bisque tile. This keeps the glass from sticking to the clay during slumping. Next, we'll need to cut the 6 by 6 glass piece exactly in half. I've made a mark on the glass to use as a guide when cutting. Using a glass cutter, I will score firmly across the glass. Listen for that satisfying sound to let you know that you've applied enough pressure. Then flip the glass over, strike it a few times with the other side of the cutter, and it should easily break along the scored line. Place both pieces of glass directly over the clay mold. Clear glass really shows off the texture, but you could also use a colored transparent glass. If you want even more color, strategic placement of glass stringers or chunks add interest. A drop of glue will hold them in place. Now you're ready to place it in a programmable ceramic or glass kiln. For the firing schedule for this project and step-by-step instructions, please visit the Blick website.